Nancy and her friends are spending the weekend at Rockport, Maine. Ned won a free working vacation at a marine institute. It sounds like it's a job, only they call it a vacation so they don't have to pay anyone.
Argo Funk Book Review, Argo Funk Book Review.
Nancy's rarely seen housekeeper Hannah gives them food before they go. I'm mentioning this just in case it's Hannah's last appearance in the series. The Institute was founded by the wealthy Armand Durock. Nancy meets her new co-worker suspects. Director Michael Putnam, dolphin trainer Lynn Harris, hot tour guide Dennis, who's not a suspect because he flirts with Nancy. As soon as Dennis was introduced, I knew he was the culprit. The series has done too many books recently where Nancy's love interest is the culprit. It stops being a surprise when that happens every time. In addition to research, the Institute puts on a dolphin show 2 times a day. The dolphin show makes more money than everything else combined, so some people think the Institute should really focus on the dolphin stuff. They just had a rare albino dolphin born. That should make them a ton of money, but they're not allowed to talk about the albino dolphin. They're not even allowed to put it on the cover of the book. Instead, we get some other dolphin who's swimming in money for some reason. On the other hand, some people hate the dolphin stuff, including celebrity Matt Fulton in a radical activist group called Sea Friends Forever, CFF. Protesters from Sea Friends Forever show up to the party dressed as dolphins. They throw fake blood at people and run away. There are several end-of-chapter cliffhangers like this one. The protesters use a smoke bomb, break a window, and shine a bright flashlight in Nancy's eyes. Not a bright flashlight! This is another book where the back cover has late book spoilers. Around page 82, the protester stuff dies down, and we switch over to the real mystery. Somebody kidnaps the albino baby dolphin. The ransom demand is $1 million. Putnam is strongly in favor of paying the ransom, but Durock privately admits he doesn't have that kind of money. The culprit pushes Bess off a cliff, which should have been an exciting scene, except nobody else was around, so we don't get to see it firsthand. The culprit also starts a fire in Nancy's room. Nancy learns Dennis has a shady history. Putnam has secret plans to leave for another job at the end of the month. This is confirmed by his angry secretary, Wendy. Speaking of suspects who should have been introduced 60 pages earlier, Matt Fulton finally arrives in town. He admits he's been funding the protesters, but he claims he doesn't know anything about the kidnapping. The ransom drop-off will take place at 10 p.m. tonight, in a spot that's only accessible by boat. Nancy doesn't solve the mystery. Matt solves the mystery for her. He tells her Putnam rented a boat for 9 p.m. tonight. The timing can't be a coincidence. So Nancy searches Putnam's office. She finds a receipt which confirms the boat rental. She overhears Dennis and Putnam talking about their plans to take the ransom money. As she sometimes does, Nancy incorrectly says, "Oh no, I can't go to the police and stop the culprit. I don't have any evidence." She does nothing for the next 12 hours. The drop-off occurs. Nancy, Ned, and Matt secretly chase after Putnam's boat for a while. Putnam sees them and makes angry demands. Nancy jumps onto his boat, but it's slippery. Before she can get her balance, he's able to run across the boat, grab her, spin her around, twist her arm behind her back, reposition his arm, reposition his other arm, and press against her shoulder. Either she is slow or he is super fast. It doesn't matter. In all that moving around, Putnam forgot that Nancy has 2 arms, not 1. She uses her free arm to elbow him. Now she's free, and she easily uses her karate moves to defeat him. As for Bess and George, their job was to distract Dennis with small talk until the police showed up. That is a much easier culprit capture. The end. Post-book follow-up. Fans of the series seem to like this book. But not me. I thought it was kind of bad, since it holds off on introducing the main mystery and two suspects until 80 pages in. The first half of the book is mostly the red herring storyline with the protesters. I'm not sure why the case file at the start of the book claims Putnam's secretary is a major suspect. Clearly, Putnam is the suspect, not his secretary, who's only in there once or twice. The case file and the back cover promise there's romance with Jason the tour guide. That didn't happen. I think they confused Jason with Dennis. Not that Dennis did much besides flirt with Nancy. It's definitely not a love triangle with Nancy, Ned, and Dennis. The characters in Investigation didn't interest me. The setting could have been interesting, but Nancy spends most of her time away from the animals and the research places. The book tries, but I didn't get a real sense of danger. The end of chapter cliffhangers were weak. What should have been a decent book was mostly just bland and forgettable. I give Nancy Drew Files number 121, Natural Enemies, a 1 out of 10.